Hey everybody, Ben's Brick Designs. It's Sunday morning. It's a little earlier than normal. Thanks for being here, everybody. What's up, Kodiak and Lego Geek? Thanks for being here. Um, Starting a little earlier because Brick Fiesta 2020 is in full swing and started yesterday and officially starts today at 11 o'clock. So I thought instead of starting at 10 and going half hour into their program, because I want to watch some of the programming, I thought I'd start a little earlier, go an hour and a half, and then run into right at 11 when they start. Mostly because the opening ceremony stuff, I guess, is not as important, and it only goes about 10-15 minutes. Just kind of gives an introduction to what's going on during the day. But then Jalen, and I forget his last name, the guy who did Razor Crest design. He did a big Ilium build for Brick Fiesta last year, the Starkiller base. He's going to be doing a talk about Star Wars builds at about 11:30, and I want to make sure to catch that. So I'm doing well, Lego Geek. Thank you. How are you? So right off the bat, I don't have a whole lot to show or anything. I was hoping that I would get my new Brick Fiesta shirt in yesterday. It didn't. So here's some of the builds we did shortly during Brick Fiesta. One of them was a pop-up book. So if you guys remember the pop-up books from like a couple years ago, a year ago, they were ideas sets. This is the one I did that was a tribute to when Beth and I went to New York and we walked across the Brooklyn Bridge. So that's New York. That's the janky Freedom Tower. And it does fold up, so the pop-up book does collapse, and it is a pop-up book, right? And does open up. So this is a set that came out that has two scenes in it. It's the Little Red Riding Hood and I don't know why it doesn't fully collapse. There's something kind of banging together in here. And then Jack and the Beanstalk. And the Jack and the Beanstalk has the tower that goes up with the castle at the top. We also, the game that I'm running is to do, man down, to get, for 5 minutes each, you get to build scenes. And I've picked the seasons. And so what I was instructing people to do is go find a plate about this big and kind of like the Skechers Daily Brick, how's it going? The sketches, the Lego Sketches sets that come out, which are a little bigger, they're kind of a big thing, but then do it like plate size stuff and just build anything that comes to mind when you think of summer, spring, fall, winter. So that's my fall. Some leaves turning on an aspen and some bats and a gray sky, that kind of thing. So I had people do that for a half hour. I'm going to do the same thing again today. Hopefully it will be different people. If not, I will ask them to do something else. Another game was to build your name in bricks. You got 5 minutes to do it. One guy did a junkyard Voltron. So he had us build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things. And so there's a piece of lawn equipment. There's a leaf blower. This is supposed to be a trash bag up top. That's a vehicle. That was a cheat because that's an actual polybag set or small giveaway set. A refrigerator, a couch, and a dog, right? So there's your dog. And then you're supposed to combine them together and do a robot. So that's Junkyard Voltron. Another game we played was this member had a spinning wheel to pick stuff. And so you start by building one thing, and then you spin the wheel, and then you keep adding on to that thing. Comic Tropes, how's it going, man? Yeah, display pieces in the background. I've got them well lit. I want to get a track lighting up here so they kind of shine down on it versus the way they're lit now, which is just with these big diffusers, but whatever. So this was another thing we built. So I started off with a Nebulon B frigate, which is a set that I want Lego to build. So that was the first thing. Build a set you want Lego to build, Nebulon B frigate. Then they spin the wheel again. It landed on space, so there's a kind of a representation of space. And then the next thing is make it a vehicle or put it on wheels of some kind. So I added wheels. I don't have any food pieces, so that's empty plates for food. Then you add plants, and then you add a monster. So that's the thing that got created. It's pretty cool. I like it. But I mean, these are all just kind of fun LARF things that you do in about a half hour. Um, and then at the end of my half hour doing the plates, another guy takes over and another presenter takes over another. So it's a pretty good, fun hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, who wouldn't want a dog as a leg? And I made the joke that it was a dog leg, golf fun. Regular viewers, there's no beer. It's 9:30 in the morning, but got a bit of Irish coffee, so we're good. So that's about it for like what's going on at Brick Fiesta. If you haven't got your virtual $5 ticket, I think the store is still open. I think if you go to brickfiesta2020.com, I think you can still buy a ticket, and it's $5, and you get to hear probably 12 presentations today, including the live build that we're doing. So, I mean, worth checking out if you'd like. Also, I'll remind everybody that the Fairy Bricks donations GoFundMe is still going on. I would also like to remind people that we just had a protester shot in here in Austin, and things are just not great. So please stay inside. Please wear your mask. Protest if you have to, if you feel like it, but wear a mask when you're out there, and please be careful. Donate to Black Lives Matter. Donate to ACLU, especially ACLU. Monthly subscription if you can swing it. Give where you can. And if you can, share information. If you can't give, share. So into the building. Last week we did we did this Rendarin class attack shuttle. I'm not terribly happy about the way, and I was going to finish up. So I'm just going to finish up these couple things. And then we'll get started on the other ship. And then coming up Thursday, I will break open the Mustang and we'll just build the Mustang. So again, I kind of just left it as a, just wanted to add a couple things. But I didn't get to it in the day and a half that it's been since then. So I think I'm just going to do like there's kind of a modified that. Met the new Legoland guy, Jordan. It was pretty exciting. If we talk, I'll mention your channel. Thanks, Comic Tropes. Chris. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. See if anybody else has come in or said anything. Nope. Yeah, I looked him up. I couldn't find anything, and I didn't want to be a creeper about it and say, hey, you ran into a friend of mine. It's, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to get rid of these. Oh no, we're not getting rid of those. We're keeping those, but we're getting rid of the clips. So I'm going to do a 1x1 clip. So far the virtual convention is, kind of what you'd expect. It's interesting. It's not like, there's not a lot of interaction, obviously, and I think people are kind of sad about that, but there's kind of nothing anybody can really do about that. And I think the organizers have been doing a really good job of getting stuff together that can be done virtually. Like we've got our build sessions. We've got some speakers. We had a lady, Sarah, I forget her last name, who was basically the community relations person from Lego. So that was pretty cool. We're going to have the guys from Flynn and I forget the other guy's name that have the YouTube channel, and they were on Lego Masters. They're going to be on later today. So I mean, it's some good stuff, Again, you're not going to be able to see you're not going to be able to do your mock walk and go check out all the amazing builds. And I know there was a lot of people who are kind of sad that they weren't able to get the thing that they built seen by a lot of people. But I think overall it's going pretty well. And even some of the lugs are having this kind of issue where they just can't get together anymore. And what do you do in those cases? Yeah, so the things in the bottom right, In the display there, that slideshow, those are all my Microfighters that I've got on stands. I thought those would be good to kind of display what's going on. I might add some more model pictures to it, like the Capitol and the Owl and a couple other builds, just to kind of put some other stuff on there. But a lot of this is just a test to see if I could get overlays and stuff working. And I don't particularly like this overlay because I didn't understand overlays. Really, instead of just going and grabbing one, I tried to build one myself. Because I found, no, that's too big. I think just a 1x3 tile. I was like, you know what? I can put together an overlay in GIMP. I mean, by the time I'm done mucking around with one that I bought or downloaded, it's kind of oh man, I can't do that, can I? So what did you put in your Irish coffee? Kentucky mash, bourbon. So I guess it's a Kentucky coffee. We have some Basil Hayden's too, but I felt bad putting Basil Hayden's in coffee. So we just had a Kentucky something or other, Kentucky distillery. Beth's family's from Kentucky, so when we go out there, we are constantly asked by friends to get them some whiskey that you can only get in Kentucky, which turns out to be a little more difficult than you'd think. I don't like that either. You made the Trade Federation look interesting. Oh, thanks. Yeah, the Trade Federation one I really like. That was one of my favorites, and it's a pretty complicated build because there's a lot of snot build techniques with like those 1x1 bricks with the studs on two sides, and then you're basically taking that whole clamshell thing and kind of putting it together like that. And then you have to have a turntable in the middle to make the little thing come out with the big ball cockpit or the big bridge, which is a separate ship, turns out. I am just stymied about what to put in there. 1x2 mod tile. Don't drink, but trying to open my palate up. Well, you don't have to open it up with booze. That's for sure. I am not a bourbon drinker either, to be honest. Or a whiskey drinker. I've known a lot of people who were and really enjoy it, but I can't. I wonder if that would fit. Nope. If that's what's available and somebody's really proud of the one they've got, I will give it a shot. But it's not my go-to. It's pretty good. Yeah. I almost wish something smooth and fruity, champagne and orange juice. Yeah, a little mimosa. A little Bloody Mary. You need that sugar, you need that citrus. I want him to sit lower, but I don't know how to make this plate. I don't know how to make it. Yeah, let's try it. That's what is this? 2x6. Let's do a 2x4 plate. Music provided by Harris Heller on Spotify, by the way. I'm just worried that that's going to be so That's not going to be very stable. Nope. Yeah, you know what? This is like a really obscure ship, and I think I'm just going to be done with it. Let's give him a lightsaber. Because he is the plain Jedi. Let's see, let's at least make it... Yeah. He's a good Jedi, so let's make that color. All right, good enough. We're going to move on. So yeah, that's it. I'll render it later and put it up. That's the Rendarin class assault shuttle, and we'll be done. So I'm going to keep the guy, because we're going to redo it. So let's do copy. Don't need that. Don't save, because I already did. And this. Okay. So this is what we're going to work on today. This ship from the Dark Empire comics. Chris, you might get this. I get cat claws and coffee as my usual wake up. No snooze button on those. There you go. Opinions on the grand piano set. So Lego Geek asked about the grand piano set. I won't be getting that one because it's very expensive. It looks like a really great display piece. It's got some power functions in it. It's got some wireless controls in it where you can pick a song off your phone and it'll play it. It's a great idea. I just don't know. My glasses are very dirty. I just don't know that that's something that I want. There are other, I mean, some of the idea sets that are coming out, like the typewriter and the grand piano, they're cool. And if given as a gift, I'd be like, that's sweet. But I don't know that I'll buy it on my own. I'm also not really pleased that they're doing yet another sitcom model. But whatever. So Chris, this is for you. This is the Dark Forces or Dark Empire art by Cam Kennedy. Some of my favorite comic book stuff from the late '90s or whenever it was. The stories were they were kind of brutal. They're a little out there and a little. This was before Disney took everything over and redid the canon, so it was the Wild West as far as who could tell a story. I mean, it all had to go through Lucasfilm, so they were all up until this point okayed by everybody. But the art in these was fantastic. I loved it. I loved the watercolor kind of backgrounds, and I loved the way some of the artwork was done. Like you can tell. Some of the artwork here. This is the Sala Zend is the pilot of this ship, or the owner, or one of the owners. There's two, but I'm going to use her. So this is the Starlight Intruder. I think it's like some sort of. They said they built this, but you can see it's a different. It's just based off of some kind of freighter, right? And this is somebody like Sala Zend is somebody that Han Solo knows from Corellia. Again, this is back in old Legends material, so the old extended universe stuff. Yeah, so it's an MBC-1 medium transport, and it says it's based off that. But when you look that up, this is the same picture. So it's kind of like, well, that's just it. We could just call this the MCB-1. But I think it's a cool looking ship. I like this piece of art with the Falcon hanging out on the back. I'm not really sure on a couple things like where its thrusters are, or it looks like there's a cargo. There's an entry point here. So this is a pretty good model of it. It looks like they were trying to redo it in 3D. So yeah, we'll do what we can with this one. But we'll start with Sala Zend if we can figure her out. It's not that big. I don't even think it's 3,000 pieces. I think it's like 20. I have to look it up. I don't know how many pieces it is, but I think what you're paying for is the power functions and the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth interoperability. So yeah, you're not in it for just the part count. Also, if anybody has a Shock T figure, let me know. Shock T figure is one of these that's oddly expensive. She only came in one set. I'm about this close to pulling the trigger on a T6 Jedi shuttle set because the set itself you can get for like 130, 140 bucks. And there in the US, there's only 3 shops on Bricklink that are selling Shock T, and they go between 25 and 40 bucks just for the figure. So I'm like, okay, well, if I spend $25 on a figure and then I get, the rest of the pieces for $100, and it's like a 300 piece set or more than that. I'm coming out ahead in terms of pieces, but it's the figure that gets you. But I wanted to do it for my T6 shuttle microfighter because I've got Han Solo now. See, I like this face, but I don't like that there's the Spider Woman backing on that. You have to have some hair to hide it. But that's a great looking face. I love that face. Because it's got a nice scowl. It's kind of sassy. There's not a lot of female faces that are like scowly. And the ones that I have are already being used for Imperial officers. See, and I don't want them to be dual. What other news has there been this week? I love the obscure Star Wars ships. I don't think there's any other news right now. The Osprey stuff. That's about it. I had to ask the community relations lady, Sarah, if there was any more news about... Yeah, we're just going to use this one. Try to hide her hair. Now, Salazan has some really weird hair, and I don't know if we're going to be able to recapture that. Might have to get some custom hair made. Excuse me. She said she didn't have any news about what's going on with Bricklink. So I guess no news is good news. Yeah, I'm not going to have anything with her hair. I don't know if I can say afro. Yeah. Let's just look up hair and see what we can find. What else is she wearing? She's wearing like an armored... She's got epaulets, armored shoulder pieces. Do some work on this. It's kind of good. It's a little big, but Jiminy Christmas. Oh, what happened to my music? Oh, there we go. That's a little scallopy. So yeah, the Osprey is kind of a bit of weird news, and the Lego company is not a public company. I don't think they can kind of do whatever they want. If they choose to pull something, they can pull something. She thankfully doesn't have a whole lot underneath there, so I can just color these. Torso. Now let's give her some stuff. Something fun. I was like Lord of the Rings armor for mercenaries and things like that. It just works pretty well sometimes. That's pretty good, actually. Just color that black. I know. I know, it doesn't come in that color. Perfect. And this is like a... It's actually like a dark gray, right? Let's do this dark gray then. Nope, I like it black better. And this can be, that can be dark gray. And that's going to be, where's my nougats? My medium nougat, not dark nougat. That's, that's gross. She have gloves? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I have no idea how to do this hair now. So there's a different look for her. She's got like some purple thing on. Let's see, belt. Looks like she's got some pouches. I know that the Batman figure thing has a utility belt. Yeah. I'll move this down a little bit. We'll also color that dark gray, even though it probably doesn't come in that. Again, these are just made up colors for a made up character. That I'll have to end up getting custom made somehow. Oh, interesting. It doesn't like that there's a thing in the way there. All right, hair. So let's put aside the hair real quick, because I think I could spend all day figuring that out. So this is going to be the Starlight Intruder. All right. So this is a basic ship. It's pretty like long and it's got some bulky stuff on it. So this shouldn't. Whoops. What am I doing? I don't want this open anymore. Open the incognito tab. Can't really tell from the oh, here's a good image. That's pretty good. But this is somebody's recreation of it, I think. This might be from, oh, it's Mobcat. That must be why it's Mobcat C1. The Mobcat's the same one who made the Han Solo speeder. So Mobcat must be a Corellian company. No shame in custom work. So Kodiak, there's a site called Big. There's guys who make custom bricks all over the place. There's a site called Big Kid Bricks that does a lot of custom Star Wars stuff. It's mostly like really obscure Jedi and Sith warriors, but there's, I mean, like I'll probably get a Captain Antilles. He said he was going to do a Cade Skywalker for me, and you know it's not cheap. So, and most of the time it's printed stickers, right? Like you might get a custom hair piece or two, but for the most part, he's just custom printing stickers and then assembling from other parts. So you get them for 20, 25 bucks. But I mean, the list that I have of starships, now that I'm going through and getting, you know, all the regular known movie scene ones are already kind of done. Now you're getting into these ships where it's like, oh, this person appeared in a comic book once. There's not going to be a figure for that. So I think I'm going to put her right on the top here, but sit her a little farther down. So that'll be pretty easy to do, I think. See if there's any other images. So it's a little bit, I'm trying not to look at the Lego to get any sort of inspiration. It looks like it's got two rounded bits. I'm trying to find some pieces that might be kind of obvious. Like this is obviously this piece. And the two square sections are a little bit differently shaped. So they're kind of boxy and then one's a little flared out. So that's going to be interesting. I have some ideas on that, but so let's get her situated. Group her together. I think what I'll probably end up doing is just start here. Sometimes you start in a certain spot and then decide that doesn't work. So let's see how this works out. And this can have a giant spine, so we can do a 2x8 plate. Sit her in there. Hey Mason, how's it going? Morning, fellow dork. Are you interested in adding any stream overlays? Also, your head is only forehead visible. Oh, you know what? That's because I probably have the wrong... There we go. Is that better? I'm okay with... Yeah, because I've been trying to screw around with overlays, and if I hit shift on anything, it's probably going to screw it up. So, yeah. So I've got this overlay, but you can see along this area right here, it's got a little bit, or next to the right of it, it's got a black bar because I had done the build camera in a different way. So I'd left these areas open as like those, you know, it was like a transparent PNG, and I could put the video stuff inside it, but then I had them overlapped, which is, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, there's a bunch of free ones. There's a bunch of really cheap ones, and at the same time, I'm like, I could make my own in GIMP. You know, I just have to know where all the camera positions are, and their sizes, and you know, I'll just do that. And so I might take this one and just keep adding to it, putting stuff on the bottom. And the problem is the overlays. I have to also go into OBS and tell it like include this bit of stuff here, include this streaming bit here. You know, that kind of stuff. Well, it's for the animated stuff. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, I do need to look into some better overlays, although that's not a huge priority. Oops, that's not what I want. So this makes me think that there's going to be not Technic bits, but tell you what, it's going to at the very least be a 2x2 curved slope. Like this, maybe two of these. How's your streaming going, Mason? It's the only thing holding me back. You know what? I say this to Beth every time, and I hate myself for thinking this, but the only thing holding me back from the big time in terms of like Lego streaming is that I'm not a young female. There are just so many dudes, old white dudes, doing this that it doesn't, you know. And sitting here watching somebody do this or build for an hour and a half is just not entertainment. For a lot of people. You gonna stream tonight? Cool. What time? This actually isn't. I need to do. I don't want to do a feed widget because my Instagram isn't 100% Lego builds. So what this is, it's a local slideshow. Basically, you tell OBS to pick it up from a folder, and you just dump a bunch of images in there, and then it'll rotate it. So you have to have, you know, some local files going. So, but if you did have a feed, if you did have an Instagram feed that was just, I need to turn that back on, was just your work, then yeah. Unfortunately, mine are full of like my kids and my cat and the dogs. $7 p.m. Sweet. I know we've got Brick Fiesta stuff until 5, and then Beth wanted to do a workout thing after that, but I should be able to, you know, come by and hang out during dinner. I think this may need to go up. And the whole thing, I think. Give you some eyeballs. The other thing that I have to keep in mind when I'm doing this is streaming on both YouTube and Twitch and Facebook, but I think I effed myself by putting it on my own Facebook page instead of just my own feed, but what are you gonna do? Dude, come on. Oh, I hate the way this is sorted. Is it 3x2 plate? So I have to keep that in mind because different expectations for different looks between the two, but you know, they're pretty synonymous. I may come back and clean that up a bit so it's a little more. Let's see. Oh, looks like I forgot one over here. Yeah, so if you're in OBS, and I'll pull over OBS, this thing right here is the image slideshow, and you can hit the settings on that, and you can tell it where to get the images. So now I can just drop stuff into that and it'll pick it up, and you can tell it how, you know, all these options here, how long to make it, loop it, blah, blah, blah. So it's pretty cool. I think it works out better than trying to find a feed. But, you know, that may change in the long run. Who knows? Oops. I'm going to go start my day, but I'll keep the stream running, boost your numbers. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, anytime anybody wants to put this on Twitch or Facebook, or I don't think Facebook matters, or YouTube, just pop a like, just leave it running in the background while you go do stuff. That's what I appreciate. I think I can redo this whole thing by just doing this. Let's break this out. Let's make it a whole section. Well, I really felt like Optimus Prime was going to come greet me after that section of music. That was pretty slick. So you want to make these a little more. Let's just get one. And we're going to get one of the regular slope, because I think I'm going to dirty this one up a little bit. I'm really hoping the studio render doesn't crash again. It's at 337 frames of 360, and it's been running for about 11 hours. And that's usually what I do through streams. Currently working on my novel and waiting for the aforementioned render while I tune in. Are you rendering in studio? Are you doing a project in studio? I know that I wanted to do an animation last week, and I kicked it off, and it was for the Fireball, the one that I'd worked on recently, and it kicked off, and it rendered one piece, and that took about 12 minutes. And then, because usually rendering the whole thing takes about 15 minutes, right? 10, 15 minutes, not that long. I was like, okay. So it rendered one piece, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh my God, it has to render each individual piece so that it can then, you know, it creates its own GIF by rendering each piece separately, and then it's got to animate it, right? So I looked at the elapsed time, and it was like 20 minutes, and then it says time remaining 18 hours, and I was like, no. You know, this was in the middle of the day on Friday, and I'm like, I can't just have my computer locked up for 18 hours. Maybe if I kicked it off on like a Friday afternoon, and then I knew I wasn't going to need it until the middle of the day on Saturday or something like that, I might do it. But man, and to be honest, this is, again, I would be using, I could probably try it on Beth's, on this, on the Mac, and see if it does any better. Because she uses this far less frequently than I use my laptop. And my laptop is technically my work. It's provided by my office. So I don't want to abuse it by, you know, doing more than, I mean, I've been using it up until this point, but I'm trying to get away from doing that. Berg. It's just a 360 spin of that abomination I created. Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure what the animation parts of the render are. I think that's too, yeah, that's too much. So I think I might do, but I want to just, the one that I like is, and I'm sorry, I keep looking here and I should be looking here. I got the camera with the light set up and I'm used to looking at the laptop camera, so I apologize if I'm not making eye contact with everybody. I want to do the one where it's like it kind of spins and stacks, or it stacks the animation, or it stacks the pieces together, that animation. I like that. Just doing the rendered animation also is pretty cool. I guess whatever one happens faster. Yeah, that's a better size. And we'll make this one dark tan. Not dark gray. Well, maybe dark gray. Let's do dark tan. I like dark tan better. Yeah. So now that's going to go. I want to thank Josh Gilson again. Go to joshgilson.com to get all your design needs, for helping me with everything up until this point. Our Brick Fiesta site was done by him, so very, very glad that he was able to get involved in that. Something's not right. Oh, they were almost colliding. Okay, that's pretty good shape. I don't know how I'm going to do two of those, but let's just get this attached, shall we? Nope, don't like that at all. Well, let's attach this. I'm going to come back later, figure out the curve on that. Because this is still not attached at all. Keeping an eye on the clock. weird middle section coming up here. Normally that would be perfect, but I think that's bigger than I want it to be. I wish they had a... I don't know. It's actually not too bad. Well, for now, let's just do this. And this all has to come together. And let's set ourselves up for success. It's got thrusters on the bottom, so by 4 technical. I really wish this came in a different color. I think I'll save those for the back. Although those aren't bad. Brick Fiesta going well? I guess. My part so far is, and I've sat in on a couple other events. Not as many yesterday as I wanted to, because I was doing stuff around the house, and we had made some plans with friends to watch a movie that night, so I missed some of the social hangout stuff afterwards. But I guess it's going, excuse me, I guess it's going pretty well. I've heard there's been some issues with the Zoom Hangout features, or the links that have been shared. I think there was a there was a bunch of links shared on the main page that ended up not working, so they had to go back and fix a lot of like last minute, and then like republish, and then kind of get the word out to everybody that you had to either refresh the page or just, you know, be on the lookout for links that were sent out via emails or on they were using Discord to kind of talk to people too, but I don't think they did that a whole lot. But other than that, I think it's going well. I know people are kind of sad that they can't be like really involved, but there's only so much you can do remotely. Does that give me enough room on the other side? So I think it's going pretty well. I guess we'll find out once the numbers are done. I know other cons have had to do this, so it'd be interesting to see kind of at the end of the day how everybody's numbers went. That's pretty good, yeah. Oops. Close that up a bit. All right, let's do this back end now. This back end's a little bigger, and I'm not going to have it slope. I'm just going to have it kind of straight. What's up, Jerry? Thanks for being here, man. I know it's early. Early on a Sunday. I could literally do this at 6 or 7 in the morning. Like, I am up so early sometimes it's ridiculous. Oh, but nobody else would be here. And you know what? That's fine. So let's do this again. Oh wait, you know what? It looks like it's got a ton of thrusters back here. But at the same time, it doesn't. This is a really good image right here. There's just nothing. There's another docking port back here. I like how the bridge is right here. Like it's all the way in the back. There's like 4 or 5 docking ports. Yeah, you can see right here where that little access port is. The bridge is just like right above it. But it flies that way. Weird shit, man. So I think I'll do, since I'm not really worried about being too tied together. Oh, that fits? That can't fit. I was just playing. I can't tell from that angle. No, that doesn't fit. There's a, yeah. Too bad, so sad. Alright, so let's just do... This is fun. Color those dark gray. And yeah, this is just a flat, boring ship. Trying to make it more interesting than it is, probably. Let's see. So how you doing, Jerry? I don't know if I asked you that already, but how are you this fine evening? Hyperdrive motivator, bridge. I'm gonna have to make some weird. Trans black. Nope, it's too big. Doing good. Doing good. Good to hear. Good to hear. You gonna put that up on Instagram when you're done? The version already on Instagram, the renders for the YouTube video I'm doing on the private. Have you seen the build? It's highly cursed. I mean, I went through your Instagram. I don't remember which one it was. I'll have to go back through, I guess. I mean, I'm not doing anything else. I'm gonna go check it out. How much time we got? About 20 minutes. Mm-mm-mm. Oh dear Lord. Is it that? Oh yeah. That's that's pretty amazing. I love it. I dig it. It's got a very Wild West feel, on top of being super disturbing. I dig it. Yeah, that's really impressive. You should put that up on Rebrickable and have people just buy it. I think people would really like it. I think that's enough. It's not. Sometimes I have a lot of fun with these weird ships that are just like these big gray blobs that don't really have anything going on. I think that bridge is too high. No, that's good. We'll just leave it. And then let's do some circle tiles down here. And we'll color them dark gray. Nope. Come on, click that one. I don't want any money for it. I might put it up for free. No, that's what I mean, yeah. Just put it up there and have people enjoy the craziness that it is, because it looks pretty rad. Oh, this actually has a ramp or something on it, so let's, I don't want to rotate it. What are those triangle tiles? I think they're technically a 2x2 mod tile. Yeah. Oh, it's too big. And that mod, or that wedge plate is too big too. It's 4x4. by 4. So 1 by 1 tile mod. Okay. Curved tile? No. Is it a quarter tile? What is that thing called? Oh, this is annoying. I don't want a pattern first. Round. Okay. And then I guess a 1 by 2 tile. Yeah, we'll just leave that. This one will be dark tan. And this one over here will be gray. Alright, now I'm going to make these weird thrusters that come out from underneath. I don't know what else that is over there. More thrusters on the back? I can't imagine. Like every back view has the stupid falcon in the way. Yeah, so all my Microfighters are on Rebrickable, and like half of them I charge $1 for because it's not really about making money off of it. It's about being able to put the time into it, because I could just make the instructions and put them up for free. But the fact, or I could just design them myself and build them myself and just say, hey, look at this thing. But to be able to like say, okay, well, if you really, because at first nobody wanted them, and then people started wanting them. So I was like, okay, well, if you really want them, it costs you $1. Or if you have Studio, I usually just have them up for free. No, stop. I'm gonna cast tab. Ugh. Alright, let's think about this. I have to fill this up with something. One by one technique. Oh, you know what? Will these fit in there? Will they rotate? Can't tell if those will actually rotate. I may have to build that. Let's see if that. It looks like it'll be fine. Cool. One by one around. See if these will fit in here without conflicting. Nope. I bet there's going to be a level at which they won't. And there it is. That doesn't look right at all. Oh, I've got an idea. Brackets! What is that? This may just be the easiest thing to do, is just do this. Except it seems a little low. Well, I want the groove, but isn't there a, I guess... No, that sticks out too far. I don't like that. Oh, so picky. What is that holding up? All of that. What is that? 2 by 8. Well, that's an easy fix, because that's got to be a 2 by 10. Probably the longest one I've ever done. Still doesn't fix this. Another one of these. Underneath it. 1 by 2 plates. Thank you. I appreciate it. 1 by 2 rail. Well, I think I'm going to be done. Oh, wait, no, I got to fix this front. Yeah, the back end's done. That's all I want to do there. That's a big hollow space, but I don't care. Yay! Yay for compiled renders. Nope. Really? Mm. I mean, it's not. It's more rounded than that. Well, it's coming up on 11 o'clock. I'm going to cut it a little early so I can find the Zoom call to go be on for the opening of Brick Fiesta. I'm going to try to figure this part out. And then I guess also figure out her hair. Because she's got that weird, really wide, springy afro hair off to the side. I may have to do some brick-built hair or something. What's up, Travis? How's it going? Right at the tail end, man. Gonna jump over to opening ceremonies, as it were. And so this is what I was working on. We're doing the Starlight, Intruder, and Salah's End, but I need help with her hair. I don't know what I'm gonna do with her hair. It's just so weird. I may have to have somebody print me up a bit of hair for her. And I need to figure out how to repeat the 1x1 slopes back this way. So anyway, I'm going to get off so I can go check them out. Yeah, thanks for being on, guys. I really appreciate it. I will be on again on Thursday, this coming Thursday, to do a build. I'm going to start a build. I'll do the Mustang. Hopefully by... I don't think I'll have any other builds until the Razor Crest gets in September, so that'll be fun. Might have more builds from today, depending on what games I stick around for. But thanks for being here, guys. Happy Sunday. For those of you transferring over to Brick Fiesta, enjoy the day. Let the organizers know how you liked it and how everything was handled. So that's it. I will see you guys. Again, donations for link donations for Fairy Bricks in the description. As well as I'll put up some ACLU and Black Lives Matter and Southern Poverty Law Center and any place where you can help donate to like bail bonds for protests, that kind of thing. Just give it a look if you can, share if you can. You guys be good, be safe, wash your hands, wear a mask. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye.